Welcome to the Set to Lead podcast, the online mentoring platform for emerging and current leaders. My name is Mary Ann Samedi, leadership coach and talent development expert, and I will be your host. Before we get into it today, please check out my book on Amazon titled Power Over Emotions. It's a book that helps you understand your emotions, where they come from, and what to do about them so you can improve the trajectory of your work and personal relationships. Today's show is about tips to become a people person. Maybe you've been told by your boss that you will never get promoted, or maybe you are currently on a performance improvement plan, or maybe none of the above. Regardless of your current work situation, we all have to make room to make our interactions with people better. That is what this episode is all about today. I was out and about and saw the following poster. It said, "The more I get to know some people, the more I like dogs." Another poster said, "Yes, dogs are better than people. Dogs don't lie, start wars, discriminate, and incite hatred. Dogs aren't sexist, racist, evil, or hypocrites." While a lot of that may be true, if you're in the workplace and want to ensure you have a successful career, you need to figure out how to become a people person, because most places won't let you go to work with your dog. Working with other people is required for your career success, whether you work in the lab, whether you work in the front office, or on executive row. It's not about your personality per se, but the words, facial expressions, and body language you choose to use when you are around others that matter. If you're a people person, you enjoy interacting with others. You enjoy having them around. You feel energized to have discussions with them. If you're not a people person, you don't enjoy any of those things. You prefer to work alone to implement a project, and you typically feel drained after a meeting. There is nothing technically wrong with either of these styles, but if you aren't mindful of the latter, people's perception of you may get negative and impact your career goals in a negative fashion. Face it, if people like you, they will get along better with you, say good things about you, and bring you less grief, hopefully anyway. I want to share a few simple changes you can make that other people will interpret as you being a people person. The first simple change is smile genuinely. If you are someone who keeps a resting face all the time, that is not going to work to your advantage. Smile, because you never know who's watching you. A professional who is always grumpy comes across as a spoil alert to their coworkers. If your manager sees you sporting a smile, or if your team members see you sporting a smile, and you have an upbeat mood, the chances of a favorable perception are so much higher. If you are a manager, then you definitely know how stressful team meetings can be. A lot of employees complain of not being able to be productive as they're always worried about the response from their managers. If you're a manager, smile during these meetings that you have with your team and keep a positive attitude that can not only motivate you, but also your team members. Also, share a genuine smile because you're a team player. A smile can be a sign you're willing to work well with someone else and that you're ready to join forces. If smiling is not your thing, but you see the value, remind yourself to smile at key moments, like when you shake hands with someone, when you begin to speak for a presentation, or at the end of a presentation. If you're not used to it, it can feel awkward, but I guarantee you over time, it becomes you if you practice doing it. The second simple change you can make is ask if you can help. If you happen to work with a team of people, get in the habit of asking your team members how you can help them. This is especially so in cases where you may not be getting what you need from them. For example, let's say a team member is late in handing in a report for a project. If you want to be a people person, don't ask them why it's late. They actually may receive that comment as criticism, and no one responds to criticism well, even if it's shared with the best intentions. Reminding them of the deadline actually will not help you get what you need. Instead, ask them if there's anything you can do to help. Think of something specific to help them complete their task on time or to get it done in a reasonable time frame. This approach will build your relationship and not place the individual on the defense because one, it reminds them there is a deadline, but gently without the nagging. And two, it gives them the impression that you see working with them as a team event, which may help you with the relationship in the long run. Who knows? You may get them to help you down the line when you need it most. The next change suggestion is consider people's lives. If you want to be more of a people person, remember important events about the people you interact with. Ask them about their parents, their hobbies, or their vacations. These activities may be irrelevant to work, but they are super relevant to relationships. Spend some time there, and when you do listen to their responses, engage. If you have issues remembering those little details, write notes and remember to bring them up periodically in your relationships. Finally, lose the ego. People who get along with others don't always feel like they have to prove they are right. Instead, they are more constructive about how they share their opinions. They always give merit to the other people's suggestions. Try to remember that every option has merit. It may not be optimal, but there is some value to each idea. If you want to be helpful, don't make others feel inferior. Work to be less oppositional and superior. Share where other people's points have merit and share other points they may want to consider in ways that preserve their self esteem. Well, those are all the tips I have for today. If you want more tips for you or your team, follow me at www.settolead.com.